All right. Well, good morning.
Good morning.
Isn't it a great morning?
Yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Before we get started with our program and comments, I want to welcome everyone here, obviously, and I want to recognize some of our special guests. And when you start calling out names, sometimes you miss somebody. So if I miss somebody, I'm going to ask the board chairs with both boards to fill in the blanks when they get up here, okay? So I've gone by the list that we've had. Let me first recognize the Wayne County Board of Education members, and if you would just kind of raise your hand, I think people know who you are, raise your hand so they know that you're here. Mr. John Grantham, our board chair. Mr. Chris West, our board vice chair. Other board members, Ms. Patricia Burden, Dr. D.B. Cannon, Mr. Arnold Flowers, Mr. Rick Pridgeon, Mr. Eddie Rafford, and then of course our board attorney, Jack Edwards. He's standing in the back, raise his hand, thank you for being here. And then our Wayne County Commissioners that are here this morning, Mr. Wayne Aycock, Chairman, Mr. Ed Cromartie, Vice Chairman, Mr. John Bell, Mr. Joe Daugherty, Mr. Joe Gurley, Mr. Ray Mayo, and Mr. Bill Pate. I also want to recognize some past board members, Board of Education members, that are here. I know one is here that worked on this, on putting this facility program together. Mr. Pete Gurley, where are you at? I saw you earlier. There he is. Appreciate you being here and your hard work. Is Mr. Dave Thomas here? I knew he had signed up to come. There's Coach at the back. Thank you, Coach, for being here. And I also want to thank some other board members who had a part in this, who are not here. Mr. George Moy, Ms. Shirley Sims, and also we certainly want to pay tribute to two of our board members who are deceased that also worked diligently on putting this facilities program together, Mr. Lehman Smith and Ms. Thelma Smith. We certainly appreciate their contributions and their work on this. Also, we want to recognize, I think Mr. George Wood could not be here today, the current county manager, but I also want to thank Mr. Lee Smith, who worked with us prior to Mr. Wood's tenure in trying to put this together. I also want to recognize Miss Nan Barber. She's in the back. She's retired finance officer. She worked very hard with Miss Pam Holt. Is Miss Holt here? Okay. They worked very hard on putting together and working towards the financing and the construction side of this, so we appreciate their presence. We also want to recognize Mr. Borden Parker, the board attorney for the county commissioners. Is he here? I don't believe that he's here today. And also others that we need to recognize. The architect for this beautiful school that you're going to see, Mr. Robbie Ferris, President CEO. Where are you at, Robbie? He's in the back there. And he's got his team with him. As I call your name, raise your hand. Barry Buckman, Katie Lynn, Billy Cashin, and George Thigpen. They're all back there. We appreciate you being here today. And then with Metcon T.A. Lovin, who will be the construction managers of this project, we have with T.A. Lovin, President Mike Richter, Vice President T.A. Lovin, Bobby Richter. We have Mike Burris, the Vice President of Metcon. Roger Ferguson, the site manager with Metcon. You guys raise your hands to know who you are. And then Ryan Parker, Senior Project Manager with Metcon. Okay, I think I saw Sheriff Larry Pierce. Is he here, Sheriff? Thank you for being here. And I want to thank Kate Daniels, the President of the Chamber. Where are you at? She had a busy morning and she made her way here. Thank you so much for being here. And then I think, let's see, is Senator Lewis Pate here? He has signed up to come. I know they've been very busy this morning. I think Representative John Bell was signed up for Grantham. Was he able to make it? Okay. And I think Senator Don Davis was also planning to come. Okay. In addition to that, I want to recognize Miss Lisa Tart, the principal at Grantham School. There she is at the front. And also we want to recognize, because our maintenance folks on both sides will be heavily involved in this process, David Laster, our maintenance director. Where are you at, David, at the back? And Mr. Milford Smith on the county side. He's here somewhere. Thank you for being here today. And if I missed anybody, please forgive me. Now let's get into the program. Good morning. As Superintendent of the Wayne County Public Schools and on behalf of our district, I'd like to welcome all of you to this historic, groundbreaking event. Today, the Wayne County Board of Education and the Wayne County Board of Commissioners will stand side by side with shovels in hand to break ground on Grantham Middle School, the first of two public schools to be built in Wayne County since the year 2000. This is an exciting time for our district, our county, and especially the Grantham community. 7 years ago, the Wayne County Board of Education adopted its facilities master plan, and in it this project was at the top. Although it took a little longer than hoped to find the funding for this project, the two boards you see standing before you today recognized the need for this school and developed a sound financing plan to pay for it. Even more, they did it without having to pass a bond or increase taxes for our citizens. And all the county commissioners smiled when I said that. Over the past 2 years, these two boards, along with my staff and the county manager's staff, have invested countless hours through meetings and the development of plans to make this project a reality for the Grantham community. There have been some tough conversations, Mr. Daugherty. Although not everyone always saw eye to eye on every detail, the movement on this project was able to continue because everyone came to the table meeting after meeting with the same goal in mind. That is to build the very best school possible for our students and the Grantham community while also being physically responsible to our citizens. As an educator, I recognize that a school campus is more than just buildings, brick, and mortar. A school campus is essentially a hub where education is delivered to and received by hundreds of students at any given time that they are in our care. Every aspect of a school campus culminates to a learning environment in which the academic and extracurricular content and activities are delivered. Looking at the new Grantham Middle School, this community can be proud to house a school campus designed by a nationally recognized architect, SFL+A. That's a shout out for you, Robbie, okay? The state-of-the-art, high-performance, energy-efficient buildings will make Grantham Middle School a model for other school districts across North Carolina and the nation. Through the use of solar panels and other energy-efficient systems, this campus will become an instructional resource for our teachers. Regardless of subject, Grantham Middle School teachers will be able to discuss and incorporate the physical elements of this campus into their lessons to engage students in learning. They will be able to do this by simply walking the halls or pulling up an online dashboard on their whiteboard to view the school's energy usage. In addition to all the energy positive design features, I would be remiss if I did not commend both boards for incorporating an auditorium into the school design. Not only will having an auditorium enhance the arts and other programs for this school, but it will be a valuable resource and gathering point for this end of the county. I believe the new Grantham Middle School will not only impact the students who attend here, but the cutting-edge 21st century designs will reflect the priority our school district and county places on education. As superintendent, I am proud to stand before you today to break ground on this school. I am proud that our Board of Education had the foresight to prioritize long-term facility needs across the district and was able to work with the Board of Commissioners to successfully bring another project within its facilities master plan to fruition. As I touched on a moment ago, a project of this magnitude takes a collaborative approach to complete. The members of the two boards standing here today can proudly go back to their constituents and share how Wayne County is now an even better place to live and work because of their efforts. We are truly growing our future in Wayne County. Thank you all again for joining us today for this historic occasion. Thank you.
Welcome, everybody. I think we just had two more legislators that showed up, Mr. Pate and Mr. Davis. Glad you could make it. They were at the legislative breakfast, and it was kind of a rush to get over here after it was over, I'm sure. There's two things that any of my teachers along the way in high school and grammar school wouldn't believe if you told them, and one of them is that I will be on the Board of Education. And another one is that I'd be wearing a coat and tie in the middle of August. But it's a big day in Wayne County, and it was a long time coming. When we used to get report cards at school, Mama would always get on me about my grades, and my father would always get on to me about my conduct. He said, if you can't do anything else, you can behave. And so I'm not really good at making the speeches, but I can be brief. I guess you just do what you can. There was a lot of people behind this, as Dr. Taylor just mentioned, and he named, I can't think of anyone else but other than the communities as a whole that have been behind these projects from day one. Miss Thelma Smith she was a big part of this, and it wasn't in her district, but she worked hard at it, and she kept telling me over the last few years, she said, John, you hang in there, you're going to get your school. And So she couldn't see us get the school started, but she did see us get it approved, both boards. And when you have both boards, how many times in recorded history have you had all the school board and all the county commissioners unanimous on something? That's remarkable in itself. And appreciate everybody's efforts. Whenever we had one of the meetings we had with we had a lot of ups and downs, and when we put the sign out here, several people told me, said, yeah, that sign will rot before we ever get a school out here. But it's still in good shape, and we're on the way. But one of the things that really put a scare in everybody is when we had a change in the county manager, because the county manager obviously really involved in the finances and how we're going to make things happen. And so one of the earlier meetings we had, Mr. George Wood was saying, we were talking about how, if we could do it. And Mr. Wood said, now he was speaking to the county commissioner, said, y'all already said we were building a school, we just got to figure out how we're going to finance it. Said, guys on the right track. But in our government today, we all need to remember that we're not doing something with our money as politicians and or elected officials, and we're not doing any favors for people. We're building something with their money, for them, with their money, and we all need to keep that in mind. In government today, it seems like we're spending money that our children haven't even had a chance to earn yet, and spend it on things that they'll never get any benefit from. This is something that they're going to enjoy and get a benefit with our money and right now. And that's really the way it should be. I don't think the future generations should be financing us. It should be the other way around. Then getting to this point today, we had in the process, both of the boards learned a lot from each other and about each other. We learned what a tremendous task it was for the county commissioner to try to determine and meet the most pressing needs. And I say most pressing because there's no way they can meet all the needs in the county, the same way as the Board of Education can't meet all the needs. But they do have to make priorities, and they have budgets to work with. And they're trying to put 5 pounds in a 3-pound bag for as long as I can remember. The county commissioners took time individually to come out and look at the communities and the schools and determine for themselves that these projects were needed, and it wasn't just something that came up recently, but it was part of a long-range plan. And once they saw that, the county commissioners got on board with us, and they've been on board with us ever since. The only real discussions we had was how we were going to make it happen financially, and that's to be expected. There's a lot of choice building sites in this end of the county, both here and at Spring Creek, that don't require any special septic system or anything. They're nice places to build homes, and we're hoping and believing that these schools are going to bring some more people into the county. Both of these schools are on the main highway, with people coming into the county to see what our children mean to us when they see these schools. There's already a couple of people that are talking about subdivisions, new subdivisions already. Now that the school's a done deal, and so it will generate growth. And if you generate growth in the southern end, you can take some relief off the northern end for a lot of those houses that were good lots. A lot of those lots have been used up, and they having to put special systems in to even build a home. With the price of energy ever increasing, it's comforting to know that we won't ever have a power bill out here. Even on an overcast day, this building will be generating more power, unless it's severe overcast. But on a day like today, it would definitely be generating more power than it would be using, and we'd be selling that back to the power company. And as Dr. Taylor mentioned, you'll be able to get online once these schools are up. You'll be able to get on your home computer any time of the day or night and actually pull up what they call a dashboard and see how much the school is producing versus how much it's using energy-wise. And if you want to advance of what it looks like, if you go to Hope County Middle School dashboard and do that search, that you'll come up with and you can look at the dashboard for Hope County. And ours is going to be even more efficient than their school is, because they've learned a lot in the process. if we have extended power outages here, which is a good possibility, we have, this area sometimes has ice storms. We had one when I was in high school, or out here at Grantham, we didn't have power for over a week. These buildings will be, the next day when it's sunny or whatever, you'll build a fully functioning shelter that people can have a hot meal and have shelter and heat, air conditioning or whatever. There's so many people to thank, as I said, to all the Board of Education members and the superintendent, the county commissioners, county manager, the attorney for both boards, the community, the principals. Nan Barb deserves a special thanks because we worried her to death trying to juggle numbers to see how we were going to make this happen. And also the county finance officer. We have a team here, SFLA, and as the architect and for the contract administration and as well as the design. And when I say contract administration, I mean the architectural part of the contract administration. For actual building the project, we have Metcon and TA11 joint venture, which both of you, most people are aware. Everyone's around over here is aware of TA11, and a lot of people are aware of Metcon. These people, Metcon has built billions of dollars worth of schools, and TA11 has done work in just about every field. So we feel like we can make it happen. One of the last discussions that we had with the management for Metcon and TA11 and the county commissioners was about making the what would we do if we didn't make the August 15th opening date or to be complete for the next school year. And they're tells us that that's not going to happen. It's going to open. So it's up to y'all. I hope you make it happen. But I want to thank all of you for coming, and we got when we get ready to do a groundbreaking, if anybody's not here that's not checked out on a shovel, we'll give you a lesson like that. And if anybody overexerts itself with the shovel, we got the rescue squad here. But with that, again, I appreciate everybody coming, and it's a big day for the county and a big day for the community, and all of us together made it happen, or making it happen. And with that, I'd like to turn it over to Mr. Wayne Aycock, Chairman of the County Commissioners.
Mr. Grantham, if you would, let's have a pledge of allegiance to the flag.
I'm sorry, I skipped it. Okay. Just take the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the
United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning. I'm going to keep mine brief. I think about everything has been said. But I do want to thank the school board for their hard work in making this happen. Also the county commissioners. As has already been said, we had numerous meetings. We kept it civil. We didn't always agree, but as two boards of grown individuals, we worked it out. The school board is not the winner. The county commissioners is not the winner. The children that's going to attend this school is the winners. The Grantham community. I think y'all's mascot is the bulldog. Well, look, when that bulldog grabbed hold a few years ago, it didn't let go. And this is a great occasion. Like I say, this is growth for Wayne County, for the Grantham community, and it's going to be a win-win for everyone. That's mine. Thank you.